So welcome everyone. It's Thursday. It is, I got to get the date right this time. It's the 15th of July because on Monday I had the date wrong. So welcome to the yoga class. I'd like you to sit into a position where you are comfortable, where you could lift your chest, have your neck long and straight, and the shoulders widening. All right. We'll just place our hands on our thighs and close the eyes for a moment. Begin taking some deep breaths. We're just calming down the nervous system here. And as you breathe deeply, please use your diaphragm, which is at the lower part of your ribs. And you want to expand this lower part of the ribs and release. So as you breathe in, it expands. And as you breathe out, it releases. And the area, just to show you, is this lower part of the ribs. So there's an expansion and a release. Keep going with this breath. Eyes can be closed. And perhaps with this breath, you might find that you feel a relaxing response. And that the body begins to let go and the mind begins to let go. And as you're breathing this way, see if you can let go of your day now. If you can let go of what's happened this morning and come into this moment now. Take one more of those deep diaphragmatic breaths. Good, and open your eyes. Let's bring our hands together, clasp the fingers, press the palms skyward, lengthening out the arms and lift your chest, lengthen your neck. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lean to your right, keeping your hips stable, whether you're on a chair or on the floor. Rise back up, breathing in. Breathe out, lean to your left. Good. Breathing in, rise back up. Breathing out, let's go to the right. And again, rising, breathing in, breathing out to the left. One more time each side. Let's breathe in, breathe out to the right. Breathing in, rise, breathing out to the left. Coming back to center, palms together, thumbs into the upper back. Lift the chin. Now, I like to do this often at the beginning of class because it sets the posture, it sets the upper back, and it stretches the front of the chest as well as the shoulders a little bit in the armpits. And it helps to get us in a proper position for practice. Raise your arms up and bring your hands down in front of the heart center. Okay, for those of you who do not have a tennis ball, take your left hand, bring it over your right shoulder, and I'm just going to show you from behind. You're going to dig into the upper back with your fingers. For those, and you'll make circles, okay? For those of you who have a tennis ball, you'll come onto your back. You'll take the tennis ball and place it at the upper back on the right-hand side. And you'll lie down on the tennis ball. Once you're there, make nice circles with the shoulder. So you'll go gently and slowly, all right? This is a very sensitive part of the upper back. If you feel that there's too much pressure, you can always release the pressure by rolling off the ball. Breathe deeply and slowly. Now, for those of you who are massaging with your fingers, I want you to press the fingers into that spot and begin opening and closing your arm, okay? So it's the right arm that's opening and closing, and you're just pressing your fingers into the upper back and feel what's going on. You feel the muscle contracting and stretching. For those of you who are on your backs, with the tennis ball at the right-hand side, begin opening and closing the arm. And of course, you're going to feel, wow, there's a lot of pressure. If it's too much, roll off the tennis ball a bit. Do this about 5 times. And when you finish, take the ball out from underneath. Let yourself relax on your back. For those of you who are massaging with the hand, just bring your arms down and roll your shoulders a few times to let go. Good. We'll change sides. So if you're using your hand, bring the right arm across and get into the upper back of the left-hand side and really press the fingers in there. Getting this part of your upper back released can be so relaxing, and it's also very good for your posture. If you're using the tennis ball, it's on the left-hand side and you're rolling your shoulder. Again, being careful not to press too deeply in. Okay. Change the direction of the circle if you're rolling your shoulder. Now, if you're using your hand, begin opening and closing your arm with pressure in those muscles. And you'll feel, wow, there's a lot of activity when you open and close the arm and you press in with your fingers. If you're on the tennis ball, now again, open and close, and you'll feel a lot of that massage going on in the muscles and the pressure. Sometimes it becomes more pressure and then a little bit less pressure. We open and close about 5 times. Good job. We'll release. We'll take the ball out from underneath. Now everyone come onto your back, please. So if you were seated massaging with your hands, come onto your back. We're going to roll the shoulders here, little circles, and change the direction. Then relaxing the arms, turn your head from right to left. And then relaxing the head, we're going to lift and lower the hips so you get more or less pressure on the upper back, just the part that we massaged. So you lift your hips up, you feel it, and then lower. Lift, feel the pressure, and lower. One more time, lift and lower. Good. Lift your knees now to your chest. Roll all the way to your right-hand side and lift from the side. Well done. Swing your feet around and let's come up onto all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we'll practice cat and cow. Breathing in, look up. Breathe out, look under, tuck your hips under, pull your belly in. Breathing in, let's curl. Breathing out, rounding. And again, we'll breathe in and curl. Breathing out, rounding. Last time, let's breathe in and curl. And breathing out and round. Come back to a flat back. Open your knees and let's sink back into that child's pose. So we get into a stretch in the low back and the hips. Reach our arms out, forehead down on the floor, and just rest here for a moment, taking a couple of deep, slow breaths. Rising up. Bring your right hand off the mat, left hand on top. Press the hips back towards your heels, and you'll feel the stretch into the left shoulder, left-hand side of the body a little bit more. You could rest your hand on your left arm. Couple breaths here. Lifting back up, we'll change sides. Left hand off the mat, right hand on top. Hips press back to the heels. The head can rest on the right arm. Coming back up, bring the hands far out in front of you and bring your feet apart. Allow your back to curve now. Now we're moving into the bowspring posture, keeping the belly strong, and we'll bounce back a few times. This is engaging those back muscles, and you should feel your belly lengthening, front of the body lengthening, but also getting strong. Then keeping the bowspring position, tuck your toes under, and let's rise to a crouching cat, please. Knees bent, hips lifting. Lift your head, engage into the shoulders, arms are strong. Turn your toes and knees to the right and bounce. 3, 2, 1. Turn back and change. Knees and toes to the left and bounce. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Open your feet. Walking your hands back towards the feet. Fingertips on the floor. So when the knees bend here, they open wide, okay? The knees are tracking more towards the baby toes. Open your shoulders, lengthen your neck, and we bounce down here. 5, 4, in a deep open squat. 3, that's it. 2, 1. Now, hands come onto the thighs, lift the chest, stay in that open squat, and bring your right shoulder forward. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder. Holding here. 3, 2, 1. Turn back to center, and we'll change. Left shoulder forward, look over your right shoulder, and you'll hold. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center, push down through your feet, and come up to a standing position. Step your feet in, right and left. Now from here, without stepping forward for the moment, open your arms out to the sides, and we're doing what we'll call a standing cobra. Press your arms behind you, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chin. Stay here and breathe. See if you can get the breath into the diaphragm. So down at the lower ribs. Look forward, release the shoulders, roll them a few times, nice big circles, and then step yourself to the front edge of the mat. Feet at hip width, hands at your heart center, knees are soft, hips are back, chest lifting, shoulders wide. And we'll get moving. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms and stretch skyward. Breathe out and fold, bending at the elbows, bend at the knees, bring the hands down. Step back to a plank position. Lift your head to look forward. The hips are supported, the belly is strong. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down. You can lift your feet if you wish, or you can keep your toes down. It's as you wish. Open your hands, and we'll do 1 push-up to start. So bring the elbows wide as you move down and push as you rise back up. Moving all the way down, point your toes, hands under the shoulders, rise to a cobra, widening the shoulders. Bring your chest back down, push up onto the knees, tucking the toes under, take down dog or crouching cat, tilting the hips up. Now we're just gonna change and work a little bit to the shoulders. I want you to lift your right hand, lifting up the palm so you're on the fingertips, and then bring it back down, and we'll lift the left palm up. You're on the fingertips, and bring it back down. Stepping your feet forward, feet are at hip width, bend your knees, hands to your thighs, lift the chest, and we'll get into the chair position, arms stretching next to the ears, and then come all the way up to standing, hands to your heart center. We'll do that again nice and slow, okay? Deep breath in, rise up. Breathe out, we bend, elbows bend, knees bend, hips bend, all the way down. Stepping back to a plank position, be sure your head is lifted and we hold. 3, 2, 1. The knees come down, feet come up if you want, hands open. We'll do 2 push-ups this time. Elbows go wide. 1, 2, all the way down. Point your toes, hands under the shoulders, rise up to a cobra. Bringing your chest down, push up onto the knees, tucking the toes. Take down dog or crouching cat. This time your left palm comes up. Left palm comes up, fingertips are on the floor, and come back down. Then the right palm comes up, fingertips touch the floor, and back down. Stepping forward. Bend your knees low, hands onto the thighs, helping your back up. Raise your arms next to your ears, and let's stay here. 3, hips are back. Nice deep squat. 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing, hands to your heart center. Same thing, we're going to pick up the speed. Let's go. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathing out, we'll fold everything. Step back to a plank position, lift your heads. 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. If you want to raise the feet, you may. Open your hands. 3 push-ups. You can just do 1 if you want, or you can skip them if you feel like it. Move all the way down, point your toes, rise to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Raise your right palm up, and then down, and then the left palm up, and then down. Stepping forward. Bend your knees low, hands on the thighs, lift to chair, arms by your ears, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Hands to your heart center, and let's go again. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathing out, fold. Stepping back to your plank position. I'm going to come and have a look. Lift your head. That's it. Feel like your hands are pulling towards your feet. Good chains. 3. Nice, Lisa. 2. Excellent, Agnieszka. 1. Bring your knees down. Get your hands in the right position for the push-ups. And we do 3, 2, 1. Moving all the way down. Point your toes, looking good. Coming up to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Good. This time lift your left palm. Lift it up. And then bring it flat again. And then the right palm. Lift it up. Yes. Bring it flat again. Stepping forward. Get into the chair position. Support your back as you come up. Good. Arms by your ears. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Hands to your heart center. All right. We're going to be adding on. Take a deep breath in. Rise. Breathing out. Fold. Stepping back. Plank position. Raise your right leg in plank and hold it. 3, 2, 1. The foot comes down, knees come down. Open your hands. 3 push-ups. 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Point your toes. Let's take the cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Now, raise your right palm. And then swing your right arm behind you as far as possible up to the sky. And then bring it back down. Set it. Left palm lifts. Swing the left arm behind you. Now, if it's too much for the right arm, you don't have to swing the arm back. You can just keep the palm down. Stepping forward. Bend your knees low, taking a chair position. Hands will come to our heart center this time. So bring your hands at your heart. Raise your right foot up. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Send it back behind you. Toes touch the floor. Heels stay lifted. Hands stay at the heart center for the moment. And we'll do a lunge going down. Hips go back. 3, 2, 1. Set the foot back into a chair position and come to standing. Good. We do that again. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathing out, we'll fold. Whew. Stepping back to the plank. Raise your left leg and hold it. 3, keep the head lifted. 2, 1, good job. Toes come down and knees come down. Lift your feet if you want. Open the hands, 3 push-ups. All the way down. Pointing the toes, rise up to a cobra. And take the down dog or crouching cat. This time your left arm. You could just lift the palm and hold it there, or raise the arm, stretch it up to the sky behind you. Back down to the floor, other side. Right arm. And back down to the floor. Stepping forward. Taking the chair position, hands come to the heart center. This time it's the left leg. Raise it up. 3, 2, 1. Send it back for that small lunge, and we'll sink down and back. 3. Use the hips and the legs. Hips go back towards the back heel. Last one. Step it back forward and come up to standing. One more round each side. Let's go. Deep breath in. Breathing out. Let's fold. Stepping back, plank. Right leg goes up. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Knees come down. Open your hands. Feet are up. 3 push-ups. You can also skip the push-ups. All the way down. Point your toes, cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Right arm comes up behind you. Get into that mobility. Bring it back. Left arm comes up behind you. Mobility. Bringing it back. Stepping forward. Getting up into the chair. Hands at the heart center. Right leg comes up. 3. Stay in the squat. Stay in the chair. 2, 1. Send the right foot back. And we'll do those lunges. Press the hips back. 3, 2. That's it. 1. Come forward. Setting the foot down. Straightening the legs to standing. Last round. Deep breath in. Breathing out. Let's fold. Stepping back to plank. Left leg comes up. Hold it. 3. Head is lifted. 2, 1. Bring the foot down. Bring the knees down. Open your hands. Last round of push-ups. 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Pointing your toes, cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. This time, left hand. Either lift the palm or reach up behind you. Far behind you. And then back. Other arm. And back. Stepping forward. Taking your chair. Raise the left leg. 3, 2, 1. Send the left foot back into that high lunge position. And let's go. Lunging down. 3. Hips go back. 2, 1. Step it forward. And come all the way up to standing. Release your arms. Roll your shoulders a few times to let go. Good job. Hands come to your hips. Step your right foot back into the high lunge position. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other, pushing the elbows back. See if you can bring your hands at your low back. Let your hips go back a bit. Lift and open the chest and raise the chin. Here we go. We're going to sink down and back. Feel what's going on at the low back with your hands at your low back. It's really engaging. Press the hips back as you sink down. 4, 5. Stay here. Bring your arms back around in front and grab the elbows. Feel like you're pulling the elbows apart. Now twist to your left. Your left foot is in front of you. You're twisting towards that left leg. Look over your left shoulder. Holding 3, 2, 1. Turn back forward. Bring your fingertips down in front of you. Keep your left knee bent and raise your right leg. Keep the knee bent of the right leg. and press it up to the sky. Here we go. 5. Press it up as high as possible. 4. Left leg bends. 3. Be sure the knee is tracking towards the baby toe. 2. 1. Bring the foot back down. Next to the other foot. Hands to your thighs. Lift your chin first. Go up slowly. Chest follows. Rise up slowly, all the way up, and then to standing. Good job. Hands come to the hips. Left leg steps back. Bend at the knees. Bring your hands behind your low back. Feel the low back. So the way I've got my hands, I'm pointing them down so I can really feel the lumbar region and the low back. I'm going to lift my chest, lift the chin, and here we go. We're going to go down into a little lunge. Bring your hips down behind you and feel what the low back is doing. We're working here. Here we go. 5 times. 4. 3. 2. Now stay down low. Bring your arms in front of you. Grab the elbows. Feel like they're pulling apart. And twist to your right this time. So your right leg is forward. You're twisting towards the right. Turn your head as far as possible. Here, you're really using the waist and the muscles in the waist, the oblique muscles. Keep lifting the chest away. 2 and 1. Unwind. Bring your fingertips down to the floor and raise your left leg up. Right knee stays bent, the knee tracks towards the baby toe. Press up with the left foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left foot down. Feet are hip width, knees are bent. Hands to the thighs. Lift the chin first. Chest follows. Let yourself rise up with a nice curve until you come all the way up to standing. Hands at your hips. Raise your right foot, place it on top of the left thigh. Bend both knees, infinity pose. Let your hips sink backwards. Palms together, thumbs to the crown of the head, elbows point forward. Lift the chin, open the throat, open the front of the body. 3, 2, and 1. Release it, arms come down. Hands to the hips, we change sides. Left foot on top of the right thigh. Both knees bend, hips go back. Palms together. Thumbs to the crown of the head, elbows point forward. Lift, open the throat. Open the chest, the front of the body. Open 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, bring the arms down. Good job, everyone. Hands to the heart center. Deep breath in, let's rise up. Stretch the whole body. Breathe out, fold yourself forward. Bringing the hands down, step back either to down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right. Bend down and sink. We're going to bounce 5 times. 5, hips go back. 4, 3, 2, and at the last one, bring your hip down. See if you can bring it down before you bring the knee down. So the hip touches, left hip touches before the knee comes down. Then you let the knee down. Set your right foot flat, knee pointing up. And you'll get into a deep twist by turning your body forward, your chest and your shoulders forward. Arms reaching out in front of you. Lift the chin, so you're opening up the throat. And we're holding here in this deep twist. Then from here, we're going to go a little bit farther. We'll bring our left elbow down, right elbow down if possible, and raise your right leg behind you. The knee is bent. So this is going to get engaged into the outer glute, the medial glute, as well as the gluteus maximus, and the whole side here, which is the iliotibial band. So you've got your elbows down. You can have your palms together. Be sure your chin is lifted so the throat is open, and we're lifting the back leg. Now you're really going to feel this. Lift higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the right knee down on top of the left, on top. And let yourself slide down onto your left-hand side. Bring your right arm out in front of you, fingertips on the floor, and the palm is up. Swing your legs, keep your knees forward, but push the hips back, okay? So that you're getting into what's called side bow pose. And this is opening up the belly and contracting through the back muscles. Raise your right leg again and feel like your hips are pushing back and your knees are lifting up and forward. So by doing that, your hips will curl back. It will engage the glutes. The glutes will rise up towards the low back, and it'll get everything setting itself in a nice position. And this is very, very good to counteract the rounded back posture that you may be taking at your desk. This is really super efficient. All right, bring the right leg back down. Now we'll swing the legs back behind us and roll right onto the tummy. Reach your right arm out in front of you. The thumb will point upwards. Left hand can stay on the floor. Lift your head so it engages the upper back. And raise your right arm, left leg. Holding here. It's a fantastic classic yoga position that they use in physiotherapist offices, and they use in back classes all the time. Bring the right hand down, left hand comes down. Left palm faces inward, the thumb goes up, and we lift the left arm, right leg. We hold. Keep breathing throughout. Bring the left hand down, bring the right leg down. Slide your hands back. Open up the shoulders. Draw your throat back and rise up to a little cobra. Holding here. See if you can widen the shoulders and also widen the back at the same time. Drawing the throat back, the head lifts, and we'll sink back down. Push up onto the hands and knees. And guess what? We're going to do the other side. Tuck the toes under. Rise back up either to down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees and toes to the left and we'll bounce. 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down low. See if you can get the right hip coming down before the right knee. Then the left knee points up to the sky and both arms reach forward. You get into a deep, deep twist. If you can get that left palm down, great. If not, fingertips down. Holding here, lift the head, opening the throat. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the elbows down, palms together. Raise your left leg behind you. The knee stays bent, the back stays curved. And here we go. We're going to lift that leg. 5. Quite challenging. 4. 3. It's getting into the side glute. IT band. 2 and 1. Bring the leg back down on top of the right leg. Slide your right arm out. Left arm out in front of you. Fingertips down, palms up. Sink the hips back so you get curve in the low back. The knees go forward. Head is down. Raise the left leg. So this position is the side bow, and you're bowing your back. You're opening up the front body. The knees kind of lift in front of you. Hips move back. This is very good to counteract the posture that we take at our desks. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the left down on top of the right. We're going to roll onto our back. So scoot forward on your mat. and then roll onto your back. Arms down by your sides. Walk your heels away from your body. Toes pointing up. Lift your hips up. Here you should get big engagement into the hamstrings. This is the hamstring bridge. If you don't get enough, pull your heels towards your hips and you'll feel it engaging even more. Lengthen your neck, relax your arms, relax your shoulders, and breathe here. Bring your hips down. Step your feet in towards the hips. Feet are at hip width, maybe a little wider. Elbows pressing into the floor. And let's take our half bridge pose. You lift up as much as you feel comfortable with, okay? Be sure, however, that you're not forcing the femur bones up to the sky, because that is going to wear away cartilage at the front of your hip socket. So you want to lift it to a point where you feel the glutes engaging, you feel the thighs engaging, but that you're not putting yourself into a dangerous position for your hips. Lengthen out your neck. If you like to take full bridge pose, go ahead and put your hands to either side of your head and move up into full bridge. If you're staying in half bridge, that's great too. Just breathe deeply. If you're in full bridge, meet us at half bridge now. Everyone in half bridge, raise the arms over the head and lower the back down very slowly, one vertebra at a time. Once the back is all the way down, bring your feet wide. Keep the feet wide and let your knees fall to the right. Reach your left arm behind you. Get that nice opening and stretch of the side body. And the left knee rises, right knee follows. Let your knees fall to the left this time. Reach your right arm far behind you. And again, deep breaths throughout. Right knee rises, left knee follows. Lift both knees up against your chest and rock from side to side to let go. You should be getting a nice massage of the low back now. We're going to get ready to work the abdominals. So stretch your legs to the sky, point your toes. Now, with the low back, keeping it slightly curved is going to help to bow your belly and really lengthen it a lot more than we do when we do regular crunches. So I don't recommend that you press your low back into the floor. You keep it slightly curved. However, if you feel strain, simply bend your knees in any of these positions, okay? Because it takes the effect of the levier, you know, the length of your legs out of the picture, and it brings the center of gravity closer to your hips and your back. All right, so there's less strain on that. Clasp your hands together, open the elbows wide, and this is like a pillow for your head. Your head is just resting on your hands. Lower your right leg just above the floor, and we're going to lift the head and shoulders, breathing out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Bend the knees if it's straining. 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your right leg, lower the left, and we'll begin again. 10, breathing out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your left leg. This time lower the right, and I want you to twist to your left leg. Right elbow, left knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise the right leg, lower the left leg now. Last 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come to the chest. Rock from side to side. So these are very quick and dirty, very efficient abdominal workouts. Lift your feet, grab a hold of the ankles or the bottoms of the feet. Open the knees wide, get a good stretch at the low back. Rebending the knees, bring the feet flat on the floor. Find a good position for your low back, finding the curve once again, and raise your right leg. Grab behind the thigh and root the thigh down into the hip socket. Foot flexed. Now just make a nice big circle with the foot. And we'll change the direction. And then flex it once again, very strongly until you feel the stretch down the back of the leg. It'll be in the calf as well as the hamstrings. If you don't feel it, straighten your leg more. Keep curving your low back. If you still don't feel it, you can start pulling your leg towards your body, but be sure you keep the natural curve of your low back. Crossing your right ankle over the left thigh. Let the knees fall to your right for an open twist. Left arm stretches out to the side. Now take your right arm and bring it across your body like you're going to touch the left hand. You'll probably touch maybe the biceps or the inner elbow. And that creates even more of a stretch down into the right shoulder and the spot that we massaged at the beginning of class. That right hand side trapezius muscle. Good. Let the right ankle fall off the left thigh. Lift your knees. Find curve in your back once again and raise your left leg. Grabbing behind the thigh, root the thigh down into the earth, down into the hip socket. Flex the foot and then we'll draw a big circle with the foot. Change the direction of the circle. Now flex the foot very strongly. Straighten your leg as much as possible to find that stretch behind the calf and the hamstring. Keeping the femur bone rooting down into the socket, the hip socket. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Let the knees fall to your left, stretching your arms wide. And then raise your left arm and bring it over towards the right hand. See if you can touch the inner elbow of the right arm or the biceps. Turn your head to the right, hold it here. Unwind now. Let the left ankle fall off the right knee, turning back onto your back. One more time, squeeze your knees to your chest. Lift your head, nose between the knees. Just roll up into a little ball. And then lower the head gently to the floor. With your right foot, find the outer edge of your mat and stretch the leg to the outer edge. Then with your left foot, find the outer edge and stretch the leg. Allow the toes to roll outside the outer edges of the mat. You can turn your palms to the sky. Turn your head from side to side to find a good position of the head and neck. And then bring your head to neutral. Begin taking deep, slow breaths in and out of the belly. And at the next breath, relax your feet and your legs. And your hands and your arms. Just relax and let go. And your hips and your shoulders. Now your chest and upper back. Now the belly and the lower back. Relax your throat and your neck. Let go of the jaw. Relax around your mouth, around your nose and your cheeks, around the ears, around the eyes and the forehead. Relax even the scalp and your hair. Imagine yourself becoming lighter and actually floating above the floor. And as you become even lighter, you begin to rise. And you rise up through the ceiling above you, through floors above you, or the roof above you, until you find yourself rising outdoors, up towards the sky. And you mingle within the clouds, soft, light as a feather. You find yourself warm and comfortable in the clouds. See that above you, there's actually blue sky, even though below you, it might be raining. But you find yourself just in the middle. Imagine now you begin floating back down to earth, through the air, through the rain, through the roofs, perhaps the floors above you, through the ceiling, and you land gently back down on your mat, just as you are right now. Take a deep breath in and breathe everything out, releasing. And begin moving your fingers and your toes, coming back to sensation in the body. Raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. And then bring your knees up to your chest. Squeeze them up against your chest. Good. And let's rock a bit from side to side. And when you're ready, right arm to the right ear, roll to your right hand side. Setting your hands down onto the floor, push against the floor to lift up into a seated position. Nice. Let's rub our hands together. Bringing the hands over the face. We're going to gently tap around our eyes and shake out. And do that one more time. Hands at your heart center. Everyone have a lovely afternoon. Very nice day. Namaste.